Well, hello, my beautiful Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading for mid-December 2023 right through to mid-January 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I'll never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first, and then I'm going to follow it with a Celtic cross, just to see who is coming your way. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know regarding their singles love life? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Who is coming their way? What's coming towards them at this time? Okay, so we have the Scythe. This is your protagonist energy. So I definitely see that you are cultivating your landscape at this time. You are creating a space for healthy love to come in. I can see that you have ended a cycle of difficulty. Some of you may even have been healing from something in the past, because we do have that Stars energy. I can see that you've been let down in love. Some of you may have even really had a test when it comes to love. Now, whether that's you've had no love relationships throughout your journey so far, or whether that's you've been in a relationship and someone has let you down, I definitely get a sense here of confusion. Like, what's the message? What am I meant to learn from this? And I definitely see that you are here to create healthier boundaries, to notice when things are toxic, and to sort of pay attention to red flags. That's one of your lessons throughout this lifetime. Let's see what else is coming towards you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. They want me to go again, so I will. Thank you so much. What I can see here is some of you have some serious responsibilities that you're adhering to at this time. And some of you may have even kept love at arm's length because of difficult circumstances. I mean, you've even got the bear there. You're in a very protective energy. We've also got the mouse, which can indicate some of you have been hiding yourself away, or you have been a little bit cautious about getting into the dating scene again. But we will go and see what else is coming your way. Oh, the moon just fell on the floor. The moonstone just fell on the floor. So some of you, you're really getting rid of anything that drains you, because the moon energy can represent, the hidden coming to light. So if people have betrayed you in the past, or if there was even fear, because the moon can highlight fears or caution or anxiety, I definitely see that's like literally rolling away from you. It's fallen on the floor. I will catch up with it in a moment. I will bring it to the altar now in a moment, but for now I'm just going to move on with your reading just to see what is coming your way. But the moon card, even though you haven't got the moon card so far, there's just this moon energy, probably because of that moonstone that went there. And this can indicate that some of you are going through your shadow self. You've been in a period of gaining clarity, knowing yourself a little bit deeper, and doing a lot of soul searching, and building healthier boundaries, becoming stronger, activating self-care routines. And I feel like you're preparing space for love. Yeah, there it is. It's showing up for you, and you will travel with this person quite a lot in your lifetime as well, is what I see. I just want to show you the outcome. We've got the Lovers card and we've got the Temperance card there as well. So that can indicate this person is in some way connected to your true life's purpose or mission, but also this is a very patient, loving, kind relationship that's coming in, and it's a fresh new start, okay? Now, of course, each card has a meaning. So the Lovers card actually means choice. So I will have a look at that for you. But ultimately, your protagonist energy is you are cultivating your landscape. The scythe indicates something ended quite suddenly in your relationship status. This could have been a couple of years ago. It could have been recently as well. But this is a breakup, or this was a shock, an abrupt ending of something. And it really forced you to look at yourself, to really, stand still for a while and really gather your strength is what I see. And some of you, it's taken you a long time to recoup that sense of playfulness, that sense of open-heartedness, and, curiosity about who's out there on the dating scene. You may have shut down because we do have the whip there, and the whip in the Lenormand deck, it represents keeping love or something or someone at arm's length. This could even be an ex who you feel is toxic, a bully, or someone who just continuously lets you down, promises you the world, delivers nothing. And I definitely get a sense here you're trying to distance yourself from that, okay? But number 10, it is Wheel of Fortune energy. It's number 10 in the major arcanas, and this indicates you're turning your life around, okay? So I definitely see that you're at a new chapter in your life, and this card, it kind of indicates that you're not allowing anyone who wastes your time or gives you second best or makes you like an option rather than a choice. I feel you are done with that. I feel you're actually, putting your own needs first. And I feel some of you have literally kept yourself out of the dating scene for a while in order to focus on your true life's mission or purpose. You've been focusing on your prosperity, on your stability, on your family, and we do have responsibilities here as well. So I feel a lot of you are looking at the world at large and thinking more about money or, security, where you live or where you feel like you belong, because you want to remain secure in uncertain times. And of course, you're very intuitive, my beautiful Scorpio. So I definitely see that you are preparing for change in the world at large. And whilst love may not have been a priority, it doesn't mean that it's not your focus at this time, because I feel like you're going to get a little bit more focused on love. Now, we do have the stars energy. It's in the resistance position. So it's like you got it in the reverse. And this tells me that some of you have really been tested in love, or there's just a negative energy around love. Now, that doesn't mean that you are negative, my beautiful Scorpio. It can indicate some of you have attracted people who are very toxic, who drained your energy, or even situations where you were meant to learn a lesson, but that person was meant to be here for a season and a reason, okay? I feel you have experienced people who came into your life to teach you a lesson, and sometimes these lessons have been harsh lessons, and they have been to erect healthier boundaries, because sometimes you tend to merge with the person that you're with. You're a very deep, sensitive, thoughtful sign, and you give a piece of yourself. Now, whilst love is all-consuming, okay, I get this energy. Do not lose yourself completely in another person. Hold some of yourself back for you, because I get this sense of over-giving, okay? And that's one of the lessons that you're meant to learn, because you give all of yourself, and then if something does not go the way that you'd hoped for, it feels like everything comes crashing down, and it's almost like a void, or it feels like completely like you've lost a piece of yourself as well. And I feel some of you are erecting, healthier boundaries now, and you're establishing your power. And some of you, and this is not all of you, but I'm getting a small percentage of my beautiful Scorpios, about 20%, so it's still quite large, but it's small in comparison to the rest of the energy. Some of you may have been bullied when you were younger, and it's really knocked your confidence. And it's almost like set you up for either settling for second best or noticing bad behavior and giving people the benefit of the doubt. Now, whilst it's important to give a person a second chance because we all have the ability to change, I feel you may be noticing when you give people an inch and they try to take a mile. Also, you may have been dealing with people who have drained your energy in some way, and I feel that you have been on a personal journey to rediscover that power within yourself, especially if you were bullied when you were younger. I want you to remember that anyone who tries to bully you or knock your confidence or dull your shine in any shape or form, it means that they feel intimidated by your energy, that you are a force to be reckoned with, and that they want to knock you off your perch because they feel that you are in some way better than them or higher than them in some way. And whilst that, maybe their insecurities. They are projecting their energy. They tried to dull your shine to bring you down to their level, okay? So if you have been bullied in the past, I feel like some of you may be reconciling those moments within you. And whilst you feel that it no longer has power over who you are, that's absolutely the truth. It may have shaped how you feel about you sometimes, and especially when we get into a high-level commitment with someone and we're opening ourselves and starting to become very vulnerable with another person, we can feel a little bit extra raw because you may feel like someone's going to judge that part of you that you don't give to everybody, okay, that private part of yourself. And if you've been bullied when you were younger, or you've had some sort of trauma when you were younger, and it's in some way connected to love, I feel sharing that piece of you, you're going to be a little bit cautious, okay? And that goes the same way if you've been in a high-level commitment in the past with somebody and it caused heartbreak, loss, divorce. And if some of you have had a partner who has passed over as well, I really am sending you a huge hug out there because, grief is just, it's an unfathomable emotion where at some point we will all experience it to some degree. And whilst we cannot truly how can I put that? We can truly never really understand what you're going through. We can in some way sympathize with how it feels, okay? So if you've lost someone that you loved and you're in a high-level commitment with this person, sometimes it can be very hard to move on from that, especially as, they were someone who was your world. And I feel there is an energy coming through, and please don't shoot the messenger. I have to give you what I'm being given. I feel that this person, if some of you beautiful Scorpios, and I'm only getting about 2% energy for you who have perhaps lost somebody who has transitioned over, I feel like they want the best for you. They want you to be happy and, to sort of embrace that playfulness that's in your heart because you are lovable and you deserve to be loved. So I'm just getting that sense of like with respect, moving on and finding happiness. They want you to be happy, okay? So I'm just going to leave it like that. That's not going to resonate with everyone, but it is coming through, so I had to mention it. And with respect, I'm going to move away from that energy now, okay? Now, with the stars energy in the resistance position, like you got it in the reverse, some of you are healing, okay? And it's going to be in the upright by the end of the next 6 weeks, which indicates shining your wonderful light, a wish being delivered for you, and hope returning in your love life. Some of you may have felt that your love life is hopeless right now, that you can't see anybody who you'd be interested in, no one who brings that spark, that chemistry, but also you may feel that, you've been a bit of a homebody recently and you've had a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders and it's been difficult. These cards tell me that love has been pretty difficult for you. This is the outcome energy. So what it means here is with the whip, some of you have had a lot of things on your plate right now, and you may feel that you have to adhere to those responsibilities, and you are more focused on those rather than, focus on love, because this is, keeping things at arm's length. But also I feel like you're wondering if love will be a repetitive cycle. So if you've had an experience in the past where love turned to pain in some way, you may be wondering, is it going to end the same way? Because some of you may have loved and lost, and you may be like, you know what, I'm just going to focus on me. I'm going to focus on stability, security, my family, my friends, my soul tribe. And, it just feels very much like I'm just doing me. And that's fine. But the universe is orchestrating a meeting between you and a person. And you'll get to choose whether you want this to cross over into the divide of like love and soulmate or friendship. Okay, because I feel there's someone coming in that you can choose whether you want this person to remain in like a friendship zone. But I actually see that it's very passionate, it's intense. There's a lot of emotional connection between you and this new person, soulmate energy. And I feel whilst you may be a little bit guarded and cautious at first, this is going to turn into a high-level union, okay? We do have the mouse there. Some of you may have been a little bit unwell, and you may just want to get back to best, or some of you have just not been feeling good about yourself recently, and you just want to get back to best before you put yourself out there, okay? And some of you, as I said, have responsibilities that you need to adhere to, whether these are work or family related in some way. I feel like you are, how can I put this? You are very protective, okay? Protective of your time. You're being discerning about the company that you keep or who you let into your life. I definitely see some of you, if you have been unwell, you're healing. Some of you may even have gone through a procedure or some sort of surgery there, and you're taking the time necessary to heal before you decide to get yourself out there. I want you to remember that whilst I read for the next 6 weeks, this energy is transferable. So what I mean by that is that if you're healing and you've come to this reading and you're like, well, there's no way in the next 6 weeks I'm going to get myself out there, then I feel it still applies that when you take the time necessary and put yourself in a position to find love, you have chosen yourself first. You've chosen that healthy boundary to say, no, I'm doing me. I'm not going to focus on love at this time. The universe is still waiting with this person to bring them into your life. Similarly, if you're not, one to be a bit sociable, because I feel some of you haven't been getting yourself out there or being seen recently, you've been a bit of a homebody, I feel like you may peacock yourself a little bit more, get out there. But also some of you may go online to meet someone if that's more something that you're interested in, but not everybody's going to be like that, okay? Now, what I do see here is a wonderful new beginning. This is the Fool card, so that's about being curious, it's about being adventurous, it's about taking a chance on love again. So I definitely get a sense that you are taking a leap of faith, there is a new beginning, and some of you are actually taking some sort of travel or are intending to do a lot of travel for 2024. I definitely see that some of you, well, this is not going to resonate with everyone, but I'm getting a very strong energy. Like 60% of my beautiful Scorpios out there are either, it feels like you're booking something that you're going to see or be part of. So this could be a course of learning. It could be an event, a festival. It could be a show. It could be, it just feels like you pay for something. I mean, it could even be a charitable event. And wherever you go to do this thing, this is where you're going to meet a person, okay? I feel this is something that you intend to go to for you, to either enjoy with you or your family or friends, and then I feel like you meet someone and you take it from there, really. That's what I'm getting, okay? So fresh new start, really interesting that you've got like the end of something, almost like you are, clearing space for new beginnings. You're getting rid of the past. You've been sorting through a lot of baggage for some time and really putting those ghosts of the past to bed and just leaving them there and moving on. And I feel some of you, you're definitely not looking back there. Now we do have maturity. This is the Strength card, and it's in the resistance position, so I definitely see that some of you have struggled when it comes to love, but also struggled when it comes to healing something. There may have been a bit of nostalgia recently, especially since as we approach the Mercury retrograde on the 13th of December, experiences from the past may come back to haunt you in some way. So you may be thinking of a time where somebody said something negative to you or hurt you or something didn't go in your favor, or even the journey in love that you've had. Well, I feel it has been difficult. You got the bear, you got the mouse. So it's almost like experiences you've had in love have almost made you smaller and smaller and smaller to the point where you're like, you know what? It's almost like in love terms, you feel yourself that you've disappeared, okay, or that your love life has completely disappeared, and you may yearn to get back to that sense of self, reestablish a relationship with yourself where you were more curious or more playful or more bold and daring to get out there, experience new people. Some of you may look back at your younger years and feel it was just really much easier to meet new people. I feel like you're stepping into that phase again, and I feel a lot of you have been put on pause when it comes to love in order to put your own needs first, because you tend to be an overgiver, and also you tend to lose a part of yourself when you're in a relationship. And I feel that you are learning to find security in your own company and erect healthier boundaries, but also implement self-care routines. You're someone who is very, very strong, and you've been sent a lot of tests when it comes to love, but you're going to get the highest love that love has to offer. We have the Lovers card there, so we have a soulmate entering the mix for you, which is wonderful because this is the outcome energy. So you're closer to the one than you think. And we've also got the Equilibrium card there as well. It says choices, equilibrium. And some of you may actually be looking back at the choices you've made in the past regards to love or flirtations or crushes, and you may be resolving those things within yourself, okay? But I also see that you're about to meet someone who matches your soul song. I mean, you could have got any card as your outcome energy. There's so many different cards in there, okay? Just want you to see, this deck here. See, any card you got. But you actually got 2 cards that have music, Okay, so that's your vibrations are elevating, but also you're meeting someone who matches your vibration. And you got 2 cards that have 2 people on it. So I definitely see that you and a person are going to come together, and it's a very raw, open, honest conversation that shows both of you you're the one. Because I feel there's no talking about the weather with this person. There's no on the surface, nothing with this new person who's coming in. This person is deep. They're a real deep thinker, and I feel like they're someone who's very thoughtful. They're very sensitive. They're very emotionally open, and I also get a sense here that you will travel with this person quite a lot. Music may be a factor. Either they play in a band or you do, or some sort of song or music unites you in some way. But when you first meet, I feel that you, sorry, I'm doing Celtic cross. When you first meet, there's like a really deep conversation, and you're like, OMG, no one has been that raw, honest, open, and intense with me ever. And there's just like an electricity about you and this person coming together and having this conversation. So yeah, I feel it's quite thrilling, actually. They're giving me the word thrilling. Looking at your cards, we've got the Page of Cups. You've been dealing with people in the past who are very immature, okay? But I see someone new coming in. I mean, even the Page of Cups in that position, it tells me someone new is entering your life. And you are going to meet this person at a place where you decide to go and do something for you. So whether it's you, as I said, going to a festival with friends, or whether it's you booking a night out at a theater or an exhibition or a venue that has music, there's something here that you are doing. I feel like you're not really putting yourself on the dating scene. I feel like you meet this person really organically, okay? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Now, if you notice, you've got the Fool card twice. And I feel this is really indicative of you having a new start, a new chapter opening up for you. And you're going to be very curious about this person. And it's very, very exciting indeed. Okay, look, Judgment card. This person is in some way connected to what you do for a living. If you are in a career or if you're retired, they're in some way connected to something that you love or you feel is your purpose. I mean, it could be a place of worship as well. If you're religious in any way, my readings are not really religious, but that's coming through, so I have to mention it. So some of you may meet this person in some way connected to your calling. And I feel, thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels, can you please guide? 9 of Swords. They want me to go one more. Okay. 10 of Swords and 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. We go to 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. So I feel like this is a secure relationship, but there may be like a little bit of caution. 9 of Swords is like watching your back because you've had previous experience that perhaps made you feel very exposed. And, some of you may have even been left out in the cold, ghosted, or in some way treated really badly in love, or love has not been kind to you, shall I say. That's the energy that's coming through, but everything's about to change. Okay. Now, your first card in the Celtic cross is the Hangman. You've been waiting a long time. But as you can see here, we've got that zipper. It's like you're unveiling a new chapter in your life. I definitely see that you are getting a new perspective on life in general. And I feel like you're releasing restrictions. Anything that's been holding you back, whether that's your low self-confidence, whether that's, nobody being about at the moment. I feel, that's not even going to stop the universe from putting this person in your path. This person's really going to be like, I want to say love at first sight, but it's more like you're intrigued by each other. And then this conversation, this deep, intense conversation is like, whoa. I've met someone who is like no other. That's the energy that I'm getting from this, okay? Don't get me wrong, both of you are highly attractive and you are magnetic and both of you are attracted to each other, but I feel it's this conversation that really shows you that this person, they're the one. And equally, this person's going to feel the same. Now, the Hangman also indicates that you'll know when it's time to act, because some of you have been focusing on your projects, or you've been focusing on your family, your friends, your responsibilities. Some of you may have been, it almost feels like you've been dormant or a little bit in limbo for a while, and suddenly you're going to be activated. It feels very much like a rebirth, like you're going to be feeling motivated, a little bit more sociable than usual, and I feel some of you have taken the time necessary to release sadness. to release fear, because they're actually giving me as well this sense of emptiness, okay? Almost feels a little bit numb. So some of you may have just been focusing on life and not really making love a priority. And whilst you'd love to have a companion, I feel like there's this energy where you've been like in limbo, okay? And I feel some of you may have even given your heart to someone in the past and they kept you waiting. And I feel like you are stepping away from that, you're healing from that. But ultimately, I feel it almost like feels like you're gaining new knowledge, because the Hangman is about learning, okay? It's about turning your world upside down. It's completely different to what it used to be in order to learn more about yourself, get more perspective, but ultimately for personal growth, spiritual elevation, and to find a new way of doing life that isn't so chaotic, that brings a little bit more peace. So what I'm just feeling right now, as well as seeing in the water, because I'm scrying at the same time as you're reading, I'm seeing someone like on the top of a hill looking out into the vast like valley. It looks like it's all green. The wind is around like my face. It just feels like very isolated. It's almost like you've been living a life of stillness for quite some time. And it's about getting a viewpoint. And now you're at the top of that viewpoint, because I feel like you are coming to the end of a healing cycle. You're stepping into a new chapter where you're about to meet the one, where now you're going to have a love that is kind, loving, passionate, intense, and someone who is on your side, someone who's looking in the same direction as you when it comes to life. Because I feel like you've met people who are very immature or not emotionally available to take the journey of life and love that you are willing to take. Not everybody has the depth of emotion that you have, my beautiful Scorpio, and sometimes that's really hard to fathom. I'm a Scorpio myself, and sometimes I'm like, wow, how can people lack empathy? How can people not feel for the situation? How can people not be devastated or joyful? Or, sometimes people are just doing. They're just busy on autopilot. And I feel like you have met some people in the past who have not readily accessed their emotions, okay? Remember, we can only meet each other as deeply as we have met ourselves. And that's okay. Those people come into our life to teach us a lesson. And later on, they will have their awakening and they will access those emotions. And you were given this super intuition and these emotions for a reason, okay? They're your superpower in order to assess the undercurrent of people's motivations and things like that. So don't ever change yourself based on the experiences you've had. The experiences are there to teach you to heighten those skills that you have, to trust in your knowingness as well. Now, we do have the Page of Cups. It's in the crossing position. So it's like you got it in the reverse, but also in the upright. So it does tell me that you've had trouble in love, of course, people who are immature, some sort of breakup that broke your heart or in some way let you down. And I feel love has been a bit scarce recently, but it's going to pop out of nowhere when you least expect it. Some of you may have also gravitated towards younger people, but with the Page being present and the Fool being present twice in your reading, it tells me that some of you have witnessed something in your childhood that, whilst it no longer has power over you, it may have influenced the way you operate in love. So whether that's you were bullied when you were younger, or you witnessed parents or guardians divorcing, or whether you experienced a very turbulent home life where your first evidence of love was a difficult one, when you're witnessing parents or guardians arguing, things like that. It's like your first understanding of love or connection between two people who are in a relationship may have in some way influenced the way you operate in love. Okay, so you may have even attracted people like that in the past, and it feels very, very difficult, but because you've got the Scythe as your protagonist energy, which is a cutting energy, it tends to tell me that some of you have been given the very difficult job, shall we say, of ending ancestral wounding, or cycles repeat in your family lineage, and that's very difficult. So you may have found it very, very hard. But moving on from that energy, I'm sending you a huge hug there. There is love present. You're going to be talking to someone new. I feel like love is coming in. It's secure, okay? And it's very passionate. This is someone who is very curious about you right from the get-go. And if some of you have booked a course of learning, whether it's about more spirituality, whether it's more about yourself, the human mind, or they're showing me right now, body language. So some of you may even be taking like a body language course or something to do with the mind to understand the human psyche a little bit more. I feel like you will actually meet someone on that course. It feels very much like wherever you meet this person, you've either paid for a ticket or paid for the course, or you've paid to get there. Okay, so that's what's coming through there as well. Deep down, you're calling in the happy ever after. Someone who, as I said, is looking in the same direction as you. Someone who is emotionally available, has the depth that you require. Okay, of course, there's plenty of fish in the sea. I know that's such a cliche. But this new person that you're going to meet, there is something very, very different about this person. This person is not the run-of-the-mill kind of love. And that's because you're not the run-of-the-mill kind of love. You are someone who has a lot of depth, intensity, and I feel like, you know, sometimes Scorpios get a bit of a bad rap. People misunderstand their intensity. They are considered, sometimes Scorpios are considered jealous, controlling, vengeful, and of course, humans in general. We can all be those things, and we can access, as Scorpios, those emotions quicker than other people. However, Scorpios just want to be loved. They want to be seen. They don't want to be misunderstood. And there's a lot of books out there that say, oh, Scorpios, they're in it for the physicality. You want love. People sometimes just don't see that. So if you ever get asked, what star sign are you? And you say, oh, I'm a Scorpio. Sometimes people have two reactions. One is, ooh, because they think you can see through my BS. And that means I can't get away with a lot of the stuff that I do to other people. So I'm just going to recoil and I'm going to go over here. There's going to be some other people who will see that, but think, you know what, you're a challenge. I'm going to see if I can get away with it with you. But the other people will be thinking, you know what, that means you're really good between the sheets. And they may judge you on those things. And you want to be seen for all that you are. So I definitely get a sense here that you need someone who is strong enough to walk by your side, but also have the depth of feeling, of intuition, and the romance. Because I get a sense here you're looking for that romance, that great love story that you truly deserve. But perhaps you have been taught in the past from other experiences that it's not available. But actually that's not true at all. Those people in the past, they were not meant for you. They were learning curves, okay, to prepare the way for the one. So I definitely see that you're calling in someone that you'll actually settle down with, have a high-level commitment with, and even marry if you want to. This Ten of Cups is a marriage card. So if you want love and marriage, I feel like it's available to you, okay? Now, what are you leaving in the past? Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles tends to mean singledom, enjoying the time with yourself, learning to live on your own 2 feet and be self-sufficient and, really be independent. Also focusing on your finances, building a life of luxury and building a life where you can have a little bit more freedom. So I feel like you haven't been really waiting for love, thinking it's never coming towards you and just focusing on that. I feel like you've had so much going on that actually you've been submerged in work or money or, family responsibilities, and also learning about your independence and, enjoying yourself, enjoying those moments of single life where you can do anything and, you don't have to compromise, shall we say, because love, of course, 2 people coming together, they're a perfect match, but it takes work and compromise in a relationship that is to last the test of time. And I feel like you've been enjoying the freedom to explore life on your own terms, and you're about to meet someone where it just all clicks and it comes together, okay? Now, we do have the Two of Wands. Now, this is in your above position, which tells me this is your potential, okay? So there is a little bit of a weight still. What I'm seeing the weight for, really interesting, I'm seeing the weight for settling down. And whilst that's relevant, I'll tell you why. Some of you, especially when you meet a person, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, the energy that I've got coming out is like, is this going to be for the long term? Is this a secure relationship? Now, of course, it has to be organic. So I feel some of you have been learning a lesson about not rushing in, about taking your time, because you bring a lot to the table of life and love. And you need to take the time to find out if this person also brings a lot to the table of life and love for you as well, okay? So I feel like there is a slow down energy about this. Some of you have booked travel as well, so you may be going on a vacation, or some of you are just, if you're talking to someone right now, because some of you may have met someone new already. And if you are talking to someone, you may be seeing how it's going before you actually open yourself up to this person fully. So it will be very, very organic. But as you can see there, she's sitting on the top of the roof there. So I feel, this really indicates that the world is very uncertain right now. And I feel like you're more focused on what's going on with the world, or building security for yourself and your family. Some of you may be focusing on buying property or going into real estate in some way, or just finding a solid foundation. But also, as you can see, this is a house right there. So it's like she's sitting on top of the roof, and we've got the house right here. She becomes the roof and the whole house. So I just get this sense here that you're building security within your emotions to prepare space for new love to enter. But also, I feel like you're on a trajectory to meet someone that makes you feel secure, to be vulnerable and open with, and that you will settle down with. Okay, I definitely see that you're going to meet someone. The near future card is the Sun, which is happiness, joy, meeting your match, romance, optimism, and, leaving the darkness or confusion behind when it comes to love. But let me just pull a card on this Two of Wands, because it's a potential position. So it's like waiting for what? So there is a potential here that either you or this person that you meet, either there's a work travel, or you are going traveling, or they're going traveling. There's some sort of pause before you kind of really make things solid. Okay, now it does say here, like with the Lovers card, you're waiting for love, okay? But also the Lovers card is a choice card, and you have the Lovers twice, you have the Fool card twice. This is about taking a chance on love again, but also having an option. So with the Judgment card, it can also indicate, surprise, surprise, we've got Mercury retrograde from the 13th of December. There's a high potential, and there is a correlation between this reading and, of course, the Leo reading, that you may hear from an ex, okay? Or there may be some nostalgia around past situations that you are resolving within yourself. Doesn't mean you want to go back to that position, but you may be, haunted by a situation from the past, because the Nine of Swords is like either having a nightmare about the past, or feeling haunted about it, or, feeling anxious about a person, especially since we've got the Knight of Wands here. Okay, I feel there is a potential that you connected to someone who was like here today, gone tomorrow, someone who drops in, okay, from time to time. And it's really interesting because my guides it's like I heard myself, my guides just reiterated something that I said, which is like promising the world and delivering nothing, okay? And you have the world to offer. So don't accept anything from anybody else. If they're not, offering you their world, you're ready to offer them your world. And it's a very important world that you offer, my beautiful Scorpio. So I feel like you're waiting for someone that you can share the world with. And I feel like you're about to meet that person. Okay, I got true chills here with that Lovers card. And I feel actually overjoyed. It's almost like I want to cry tears of joy for you that finally the love that you truly deserve is entering into your life, okay? But I feel with the Two of Wands, it can be a choice card as well. It's like finding balance in your world. It's also about expectation, a yearning for love, but also having to decide between two people. So because we got the Lovers card and it's also called a choice, there is a potential here that you will have to choose between people. But there's one that just captures your attention and it's the one, okay? We've got the Sun card. It's in the near future position. So this is also about being seen, getting yourself out there, being a little bit more sociable, okay? As you can see, this is about enjoying freedom, but it's also about seeing the world from a more positive viewpoint and shining your light, not letting anyone dull your shine. You've been going through a major awakening for the last couple of years, and I feel like sometimes the universe and our guides put us on pause to go through that awakening, and they don't want any distractions. So they remove things like love or, some like moments of success even. They remove those points in our life in order to be very still and take stock and learn more about ourselves, or learn more about a situation before it delivers what we truly deserve and desire. And I definitely see the Sun. You're going to get what you desire, okay? This is abundance, love flowing to you. And I feel a lot of the time you've been giving all of yourself to a situation. And now is the time for you to receive. And I feel there will be balance there. You've got the Temperance card right here. So that tells me there's going to be a reciprocal exchange of love between you and a new person. But I also get this sense, as I said, right at the beginning of your reading, you get to choose whether this person crosses the divide from friendship into love. So whilst there is chemistry there, I feel this person also is a good friend, like a companion. You know, the true love stories of our time, they always say that the person they're with is their best friend. And they don't mean it's like their best friend and, you know, then it turned into love. It's like that person became such a secure, intense, loving, passionate, honest person in their life that they couldn't imagine life without that person. That person was a best friend because not only was there a physical exchange of love going on, but also there is an emotional one where that person wants the best for you, my beautiful Scorpio, and you're about to meet someone who wants the best for you, okay? Now, we do have the Queen of Pentacles. A lot of you have been a homebody. Some of you have had responsibilities within the home life. If you have family, I definitely see you've been adhering to those needs as well. And this is a card that indicates you're saving yourself for the one, because the Queen of Pentacles is all about conservation. So I feel like that's why things have been still or stagnant, because you're not taking second best, okay? Also, a lot of you have been focusing on your money, on your projects, and, you know, I feel also you're building a life of comfort, of security. And this is a card of protection as well. But as you can see, we've got the rabbits there, which can indicate some of you are yearning to have a physical experience with people as well as a secure one. I feel like you're looking for your soulmate, someone who wants to settle down, who wants to build a home with you, because all your cards are telling me about the home, okay? Somewhere where you feel secure, or meeting someone who feels like home. And when you meet this person, you will absolutely know there's a calling in your heart. It's almost like as soon as you see this person, you're like, I'm meant to know you, or this is the one. And when you have that conversation, it like underlines and solidifies this knowingness that you have, which is, yeah, they're the one, okay? Now we do have the Fool card. It's in the external circumstances position, which is the universe really like nudging you towards taking a leap of faith, being a bit more curious, opening your heart. And there's a very important message with the Fool card, which is let the universe take over and guide you. There's no need for control. Relax. What is meant for you will never pass you by. Breathe. Enjoy the moment. Because the Fool card is like taking the risk. I don't know where I'm going, but I know I'm going to have fun along the way. And when you get into this connection with this person, there's the same energy. No attachments. It's like, you know what, let's see where this goes. But this is going to go into something very loving, passionate, intense, quite quickly, but organically. Not rushing into it, but I feel you just know. Both of you may not even have to have a conversation like, are we a thing? Because you just know that you're a thing. And both of you, it just feels organic and right, okay? But the Fool card, especially coming after the Queen of Pentacles, this is like if things have got a little bit stagnant, you're in the home space and you're building a life of comfort, sometimes we can get into that space of complacency. Like, you know what, I'll think about love tomorrow. Or when I get in the gym and I feel a little bit better about myself, you know, I'll get myself out there. Or, you know, if I get the job of my dreams, then I'll focus on love. There's a lot of excuses that we can all give ourselves. I'm not pointing a finger at you, my beautiful Scorpio. I'm being real with you. Sometimes we have those excuses in our minds. You're being called in the next 6 weeks to really listen to your heart. It's yearning to get out there, to have fun, to be curious about what the world has to offer, and you will rediscover a relationship with yourself, with your younger self as well, is what I'm seeing here, and you're going to come out of a comfort zone and you're going to live your passions, okay? At grassroots, this is the Knight of Wands. At grassroots, this really means you're determined for a new adventure. No returns from exes, you're not dealing with it. No time wasters, you're not dealing with it. This is you like reigniting your passion, your spirit, your lust for life, and trusting that you will have love in the form that you want it. You're valuing yourself, okay? And also, this is a risk taker. It's like taking a risk on love again. Now, however, this is also a hope and a fear position. The fear is you don't want someone who's controlling, who tries to make you jump through hoops for their love, someone who dangles the carrot and, you know, delivers nothing at all. And also, you want someone who sticks around. Okay, someone who's also passionate, intense, who has that fire, that magnetism, as well as the emotions. Because these two cards are like, you know what? You want the depth of a person, but also you want someone who is fun to be with. You want someone who has it all in balance. And I feel that's the person you're attracting. Also, you want someone who's adventurous, someone you're physically attracted to. I feel that is in some way important, but more it's about that spark, because the Knight of Wands is all about that fire in the soul, that passion, that exploration of each other. And I feel that you're about to meet someone where I am getting an energy here that there's going to be a bit of a distance between you both at first for some reason. So it may be that this person is going traveling for work, or you are, or there's some sort of travel. I mentioned that briefly, but it's coming up strongly again there. Or it could be that this person, they could be traveling to where they meet you, and then they're going to go back, and there's a bit of a long distance thing going on. But I actually feel that both of you are going to be together for a lot of time. I don't feel like there's that much distance between you in some way. Okay, so I'm not sure why that energy is coming out. It may be a brief distance that's coming out there. Okay, now we do have the Judgment card. So the Judgment card is a rebirth. It's, a self-evaluation period where you're at a fork in the road. You're basically reaching for a new life, and you're getting rid of anything that's from your past. And that's not just an ex. That's all the things that have been holding you back in love, or been sort of triggered when you get into a love relationship, because we are sent people who test us and trigger us in order to release those triggers, in order to become so comfortable in our own skin that we're like, you know what, I love me, and I know I deserve a lot better than I'm getting in this situation. So I'm willing to walk away. I'm willing to let go of something that's not for me. Then the universe says you're ready. You're ready for the person who's not going to walk away, because you had the courage to walk away when it was necessary. And with the Judgment card here, I get second chances. This is a card of second chances. So I don't care how old you are, whether you're 95 or whether you are 26. If you're vibing on a frequency of love and wanting this, wonderful love story, you're attracting it at this time, and you're getting that second chance. And this month is also about second chances as well. So I definitely get this opportunity of you listening to the call. And now this card, I have to pull a card on it, because the Judgment card can also indicate, something from the past returning, or someone wanting a second chance from you. But I am going to pull a card just to see if I can get that, especially since we got the Knight of Wands present. It may be someone. This is the Queen of Pentacles. This is showing up twice. Look at all the synchronicities in your reading, okay? The Lovers card twice, the Fool card twice, now the Queen of Pentacles twice. You're looking for someone who is stable, someone you can rely on. We got the Death card there. So, yeah, it's a new beginning. You're not looking back. But there is a potential for someone who had strong Scorpio as well in their chart, or Virgo in their chart. Oof. Okay. There is a potential they may make their re-entrance in your life, but I feel like you're turning your back on that, okay? The Four of Swords is like you're done with this. I feel like you're in a single energy. Most of you have been focusing on your true life's mission and calling, and this new person who's coming in is connected to that in some way. So, for example, if your true calling is to help people, and you've been working in an industry where you help people, even if you're retired now, if you worked in, healthcare, or in some way where you were helping other people, you'll find that this new person had a similar journey as you, maybe in a different state or a different country, but they had very similar work ethics. They were helping people. They were very charitable. And I get a sense here this person's very generous of spirit and heart. And there's going to be a lot of similarities between you and this person, okay? But what they're showing me here is like, some of you have been blocked from love in order to focus on your stability and comfort. And I feel you've been putting your own needs first, but now you're making some changes so that you can get yourself out there. You're visualizing what it is that you want. The Four of Swords is a period of healing as well. So I feel that it's almost like the period of rest and comfort whilst you've built it or are building it, that will remain stable. However, that complacency or that coming out of your comfort zone is going to change everything. Now, we do have the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords there, okay? So you do have a lot on your plate. Nine of Swords goes to the past. As you can see there, this is also a card that indicates some of you are cautious, watching your back. But because we got 2 swords here, some of you, swords are all about communication and the mind. So some of you have a tendency to overthink when you get into a high level commitment because you're about to be so raw, open, and vulnerable with another person that you may feel that they're going to disappoint you or hurt you based on previous experiences. So I feel it's really important to recognize your final card there was the 4 of Pentacles, secure. Okay, but it also indicates that some of you may be holding on to things from the past, people who said things that maybe damaged your confidence, maybe told you that you'll never find love without them, or, you know, all those silly things that people say to control you, to make sure that they can get their own way, to manipulate you. I feel like you're recognizing that and letting it go. That's not going to fly with you anymore. Okay. Also, some of you, I feel you've been very busy, pushed and pulled in many different directions, and I feel you're taking the time to recharge your batteries and then get yourself out there. I do feel it's a meeting of minds. It's a very interesting conversation you have with this person when you first meet them. And also, I feel there's something about loud music. Okay, it's like you can't quite hear each other at first, so you may take yourself into like another part of the environment wherever you're going to meet this person in order to get a quieter environment. Okay, that's coming through there as well. But the 4 of Pentacles tells me it is a secure long-term relationship. Okay, the 4 of Pentacles is a foundation of love, of trust, of people coming together to make an effort to make something solid. And I definitely see that you are going to have this high-level commitment with this person. It is available to you, and you will find security in this relationship. I feel like you'll marry this person, actually. That's the energy that I'm getting there. But I'm just going to pull some final cards on that position before we close your reading. 5 of Pentacles. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide 7 of Cups? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know? Okay. I feel for some of you, okay. Now, they're giving me a song, and, you know, this song actually came up just before your reading, before I did it, and I was wondering if it was for you or it was just popping up there, and it seems to be for you because it's now coming in again, and it's by Elton John. It's a very famous song. I'll just give you the lyrics of what I can hear right now. Cold, cold heart, hard done by you. Something's looking better, baby. Just passing through. Okay, so some of you have really had your heart broken in the past, sending you so much love and so many hugs out there, because I know what it feels like to be absolutely annihilated by a past person in love. Okay, but some of you, that has caused you, and this is the energy connection I've got with the song. Some of you, it's caused you to be very detached when it comes to love, or very analytical. But I feel like you're re-establishing a relationship where you are trying to be more open-hearted and give love a chance, okay? Especially since we have the 5 of Pentacles there. Some of you have loved and lost, or you've been ghosted or left out in the cold, okay? We've got the 7 of Cups there, so you may have felt a little bit like lost or drifting and scattered. Some of you have been trying to imagine a love that has perhaps never, knocked on your heart before. And I feel that you are opening yourself up to the power of possibility, because your thoughts are becoming things. We have the Queen of Swords there. Now, this is all about thoughts, but it's also about being self-sufficient and very independent. I feel you were meant to be blocked from love for a while in order to regain your sense of independence. And again, male or female, not a gender-specific reading. It's about the energy. Queen of Swords indicates that some of you have felt really detached, or it's like you are really honest and straightforward, and you're like, where are the people who are just like me? Where are the people who are saying what they mean? You don't want anybody who's playing games or anything like that. I feel like you've experienced that in the past, and I feel like you're looking to the future. You're turning your back on someone who either ghosted you or tries to keep coming into your life in some way. And with the Temperance card, it's like you're focusing on your true life's mission, okay, and your true purpose. You're creating balance and harmony in your life, and you're not allowing anyone to mess with that equilibrium energy. Okay, because that's what you got there, the equilibrium, which is the Temperance card, and you've got the 6 of Swords. You're being guided into new like uncharted waters. I feel that you're being taken away from turbulent times emotionally and into a period of peace. You have been tested, but I feel like you're being guided to meet this new person. And it will be a high level commitment as well there, okay? Now, what I'm being given, and this is a very complex energy, so I hope I get it right for what my guides want you to be aware of. Also, I just want to mention that song that came up there by Elton John. You may hear that song just before you meet this new person. It's an indication that you're leaving all of that difficulty in the past. Okay, but listen out for that song, because I feel it is an indication that you're about to meet someone new. But the energy that I'm being given here, especially connected to the Temperance card, and I've never really seen it like that, it's almost like the experiences that you've had that have been difficult, these learning situations, they've been ingredients that have been poured into you to make you into someone special, okay? And that you deserve love, you deserve care and devotion. And I feel that these experiences, whilst they're important and they shaped you, I feel like they no longer have power over you. But I feel it's almost like everything is now slotting into place and everything is becoming more reciprocal for you and more balanced as well. Now, we do have a mask. It's so interesting because the Leo reading, I say it every time, it's uncanny, but the Leo reading, at the end there, I did some trinkets, and you saw me shuffle this, so I can't pick the card out. Where is a mask literally came out. I can't see it now. There's so many trinkets in here. A mask actually came out for Leo, but it was a trinket. So wherever that is, I don't know. Anyway, I can't see it now, so there's no point in trying to fish for it. But they got a mask. Okay, so some of you may literally be going to like a fancy dress party or an invitation to a place where you have to pay for a ticket and they have masks or something like mask ball type thing. But also I feel some of you have dealt with people who've hidden things from you in the past, and I feel like you're not dealing with that anymore because it's number 13, which is a death card energy, which means it's all changing. Also, sometimes people see you as a mystery, and some people see you as like a mystery to be solved, and they try to kind of like, it's like a quick fix. They try to get a measure of you. They're not the people for you. The person who wants to really see behind the mask, because we're all honest and open people to a degree, okay? And Scorpios especially, you're brutally honest, okay? Truth is your mantra. You live by that, okay? Your word is your bond. And I feel sometimes it's really hard to meet someone who is as honest and open as you. And I feel like you're about to meet a person who is that, okay? And I feel they want to get to see behind the mask, because we all have like a public persona or a persona for, you know, our friends. And of course, to some degree, 99.9% of us is authentic all the time. But there's going to be that 1% where you act differently with your boss than you do with your friend or with your family or, you know, with a lover. So, you know, to some degree, we have a different way of acting or being. Rather, I like being rather than acting, because you're not acting, you're actually being with a person. And I feel that when you meet this person, both of you, it's like the masks come off. Both of you are like, this is me. Take me as I am. And of course, we got soul connection. So every card, every deck is telling me that there is a soulmate coming your way, that you are going to be in a high level commitment. I mean, these cards, they have meanings, and you got the cards that have come out for a reason. So definitely high level commitment in. It's number 42. When you reduce it, 2 plus 4 is 6, and that's the number of the Lover's card. And you did get that twice in this reading, and I feel there's a high level connection coming in for you, and it's very, very exciting. Okay, so I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune for you before we close. Okay, we've only got one. The missing piece. We've got a piece of the puzzle there. So I feel maybe this person is that missing piece for you, okay? But also, I really want you to be aware of the message that's coming through, okay? Which is to not lose yourself completely in another person, okay? And there may... it just feels like this person fits, okay? That's the energy that I'm getting with this. and there may be like a sign or a symbol of a puzzle piece where you meet this person. I mean, they could even run a business and have like a business card that has a logo of a puzzle piece. I feel this is important to take note of, and that you will see like a logo or a symbol or a sign like this before you meet this person, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Scorpio. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Also, before I go, they're showing me a gold, well, it's a red heart, but it's got a golden like band to it. Okay, so it could be an ornament, or it could be a picture or a photo. What I can see at the moment, it looks like an ornament, a red heart. And I think hearts came up for you before as well. It's such a cliche, I know, for singles love reading, but I have to give you the image that I'm getting. I'm not going to just make it up for you. But I'm seeing a red heart, and it's got some sort of gold band around it. And I feel it's like a secure love, or, you know, you will marry this person, because it looks like a very ornate wedding ring around this heart. But what they're showing me is it's like an ornament. It's made that way. Okay, it's not actually a ring. It's just got a ring around it. So I'll leave it like that, and I hope you see those images and that something resonates here for you. Thank you so much, and love and light.